Hey there, everyone. How you doing? Hope you guys are doing great this week.
Why are you talking? Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. I fell this morning, and this is how I talk now.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So this is the Wrench Everyday podcast where we talk about cars and car culture and wrenching and getting your hands dirty and all that fun stuff. All that really fun stuff that sometimes leaves scars. My name is Freddie Hernandez, but you may know me as Tavarish if you're on the internet looking for cars in general. Joining me is my partner in crime, Mr. Andrew Howell. I can't say the middle name because we will get YouTube will strike us down with great vengeance and furious anger.
Finger projectile weapon.
Assault fingers, all right.
Or if you just say the word differently with different emphasis on different syllables, so it could be fingurgans. These are now fingurgans.
Andrew Fingurgans Howell.
That's right.
Okay.
And everyone's like, is he from Norway?
Yes.
I am from Fingurgans in Norway. All we eat is surströmming. That's Swedish, though, I think. Whatever. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
We're Finnish. We're done.
What?
No.
I'm hungry. I want a Danish.
All right. So I wanted to talk about something that we actually got an email. So
We did?
we actually got a few emails.
We got an email?
We got only one. It was just the one. So I checked an email, and it was the email. And it was a link for a
New Zelda game. Oh, sorry.
No. We're not supposed to talk about that. No, it's a link for a Lamborghini Murcielago.
Ooh.
Because I said that I was looking for one and perhaps looking to buy, and I wanted the cheapest one because that's how I roll.
That is how you roll.
That's I can't do anything differently. I can't have. There'd be no point in me just getting like a Lamborghini Murcielago. It would have to be like one that has been in a lake at some point.
I mean, there is I know that everyone was talking about the dead rapper Lamborghini.
So I think that would, with Lamborghinis, I think that would add to its value because I think they're weird enough that they would like that story.
But I'm saying, like, I don't know how much it's sell. I don't know if it's sold or if it's still for sale.
No, it's not for sale. But I think it's just right now they're trying to wash that
Seat?
Let's say patina. Wash that. That's what Jonathan Ward would call patina.
Patina.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's something called a dead rapper Lamborghini. I think we probably touched upon it.
It's not like a special edition that Lambo put out. It's one Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's one Lamborghini that was owned by a guy who wasn't actually a rapper. He wasn't a rapper. He was just a guy who he was a Rob Ferretti calls him a rug dealer, and he sold lots of rugs.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm sure that his clientele were floored.
Yeah, that's how we're starting. Okay, we're starting like that. That's fine. I'm ready for it. I have my gotta get my cringe goggles on. That's fine.
You're what?
Too much cringe. All right. Well, the dead rapper Lamborghini is that this dude who looks like a rapper. I guess he wasn't a rapper. I don't know what.
It's kind of profiling.
It is profiling. Just a black guy from the hood. That sort of thing. And at his wake, he got shot in a rug deal gone wrong. And these streets are crazy, man. These rugs. Yeah, in a rug deal gone wrong. And at his wake, he was instead of him in a casket, he was in his Lamborghini, like sat up with his eyes open.
That's disturbing. I've seen the photos.
It's crazy because he has dead eyes because he's dead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what you have.
I mean, yeah, that's what. It's not his fault, right?
Or is it?
I have no idea. I don't want to speculate on any of that. But apparently, he was shot in the head, and then he had a cap. So he had a jersey and a cap on, and the cap was like pretty much structural at that point because somebody shot him in the head. But it was a pretty gruesome sight. He wasn't shot in the car. He was just staged in the car like a I don't know, like a realtor stages a house, put a dead body in a Lamborghini.
Like a mannequin in a clothing store.
Yeah, so this is kind of the hood version of A Weekend at Bernie's. But yeah, so this has a bit of history. The car had a bit of history with it, and it had this kind of Ronald McDonald interior, like a red and yellow, and
red and yellow, red and yellow.
That's not how the song goes. But I know my rap, sir. Yeah, so it had this nasty interior, and then I believe it got passed around from owner to owner because some people knew what they had and they sold it cheap, and then they didn't know what they had, and then they found out, so they wanted to get rid of it. You know, some weird people get grossed out by the fact that there was a dead guy like literally hanging out in their car, and especially if those seats. I think those seats weren't like reupholstered or anything. Like they're still the seats that.
I think that they were actually reupholstered in the red and yellow.
Well, before that, I don't think it was stock red and yellow, but maybe it was. But
I'm saying after the wake, after the dead rapper or the dead gentleman had been placed in the driver's seat, they had been reupholstered, and in that process, it was chosen.
Oh, so in that case, I wouldn't care. I mean,
I would just take the seats out and put racing seats in or whatever.
No, I would. I mean, first of all, those are basically racing seats. Like, there's no seat there. But in any case, this dead rapper Lamborghini, it was, I think, either yellow or red.
I think it was yellow.
Okay, yeah. So it was yellow, and then they turned it into a black on black car. So they painted it black, and then they put the interior black. So I guess that makes it more sellable. Or something, I don't know. And Lamborghini is like, I don't really like a black on black car. I'm not a big fan.
Well,
I think
I don't mind it. It's just here in Florida. I say that, but I have a black on black car. So
yeah. Well, here's the thing: beggars can't be choosers. Like I have a black on black SL55. That's what I got. You know, I may have bought another black on. I may have bought another black on black car.
Oh God,
but it's not my favorite thing. It's not my favorite thing. So this car has been passed around, but I didn't want to address that Lamborghini. I wanted to address the Lamborghini that we got in the email.
Yes.
So it was this email, and it went to this website. I think it's carsforsale.com or something like some free car posting site, and I saw a Lamborghini Murcielago. It's at a 2003. So it was a gated manual. And it had an LP640 bumpers and all that
lights
stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a gray on red,
which is a good combo.
Awesome color.
Yeah.
It looked fantastic. And then the price was $95,000. $95,000 sounds like a lot of money for a car that is right now 15 years old. However, for a Lamborghini that has a gated manual, that is dirt cheap. That is like, you're not going to find one like that.
Like that's three good to be true.
Three good to be true. That's right. So it's it actually turned out three good to be true because when I looked at like whenever something's too good to be true, whenever something is looking like really, really fishy, always check the VIN, and just Google the VIN.
Do a Google.
Yeah, do a Google because it's either going to come up as a different car. Or if the VIN's not there, the VIN wasn't there when I was looking at the car. So what I did is I figured there are not that many Lamborghinis for sale. Like there's not that many Murcielagos in that year, in that color for sale. So I'm like, why don't I just Google 2003 Murcielago for sale? And I just went through like a page of pictures and I found it. I actually found a video of it. So this guy, this for sale classified, it was in Colorado or somewhere thereabouts, like in Denver, Colorado. But the car had Texas plates on it. But it had the license plate blurred out. So I'm like, okay, it's a little fishy.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, this car in any other condition would probably be $150,000, something like that. These are really, really rare, really sought after cars. So then I found the video. And the video says this car's for sale, but it's in Houston, Texas. And this was a year ago. So it's like, okay, it's in Houston, Texas. And then I saw a site where it originally sold, and it sold for more money. But it definitely was a Houston, Texas car. But I contacted the guy who had the
listing.
Okay. So what's interesting is I could actually, I could read it out for you, but I'll just paraphrase it because there's a lot of these spelling incorrections and all that stuff. That's a lot of fun. So the guy said that the car is in Sweden, right? He's in America, but the car is in Sweden and it will be shipped over for free. All right. So basically, I just have to give him my.
Is it being stored in Fingurgens?
It's exactly.
Gotcha.
How did you know that? I think you know what that's the Lamborghini Transport Hub. That's,
it is. Yeah.
Fingurgens, Sweden.
Yep. Fingurgens.
So he said the car was in Sweden, and this is the extent that this guy went to. So he had a signature on his email.
Mm-hmm.
He had a phone number. His name is Oscar Jacobson, right? And had a Swedish phone number. Had a Swedish website for. He said he was a dentist, so he had a website for dental whatever. I went to the website and it was a website for dentistry, right? I'm not sure if it's obviously, if he's a dentist and he's scamming people on the side, apparently dental work ain't that great in Sweden.
Hey, well, you know what? Like they say, the tooth hurts.
I apologize for that, everyone. That was actually pretty good.
I get all these jokes by using, I absorb the energy of the sun using my molar panels.
Your molar panels. That one was a few steps away. But we still got it. We still got there. We still hit the target.
I hit you with my finger gums.
Oh, whoa!
Hey,
that's a joke inside a joke.
Jokeception.
That's 3 jokes deep.
Yeah, it's a tongue-in-cheek conversation.
Okay, all right. We're veering a little bit. I do have hot coffee, so this is my emergency escape. I just throw the coffee and run.
I have pocket sand, so I'm equally as equipped. pocket sand. Anywho,
you always have to say the move before you do it.
yeah, just like
roundhouse kick.
Yeah. Kamehameha. Anyway,
all right. So this guy had a fully fledged website for.
Well, I bet you $10. He just like Googled Sweden
dentist. Right. So I'm this website wasn't the best, but then again, I like. Swedish dental website's probably not the best either.
Yeah, Sweden's not really known for their website building capabilities. Like websites. Sweden, that's not the first thing I think of.
Right. So, but it was weird. He had a number, he had everything. And his spelling incorrections, they were there, but it's in line with somebody that would be Swedish, And what's weird about it is that I gave it a little bit of pause because I once got approached by a guy from Norway, and he was buying a car he wanted to buy a car that I was selling. And for some reason, I thought it was a scam because it sounded too good to be true. So I was selling. Actually, it was a friend's Mustang convertible, and they wanted I don't know, $9,500 or something for it. And this guy calls me up, and he's like, "Hi, I'm in Norway," or it's like, "I'm the assistant for this guy in Norway. I will give you $9,500. I'll give you asking price." And but I will have you ship the car out. So you're gonna drop the car off at a shipper thing, and I'm like, yeah, right, okay. This is come on,
please tell me there's now a Mustang in Norway though.
It ends with a Mustang in Norway.
That's awesome.
But it was weird. Apparently, it was legit. The guy was a car. He buys cars because there's a real big gap between the prices for cars here and the price for cars in Norway.
I mean, same thing with Japan.
Right. So I ended up for some reason I ended up staying on the line with him, and then he said, "No, I'm for real, and I'll send you out a cashier's check. It's not going to be some weird bank check. You wait till it clears, all that stuff, and then we'll do everything. I'll take care of shipping. All you have to do is drop the car off at the port. Fine." So I dropped the car off at the port and it went to Norway. So that's why I gave it a little bit of pause with this, because he's like, "Oh, I'm from Sweden." But the car is in Sweden, but it has to get to America, and then it's but the shipping is free. And he said, if you decide that you don't want the car, we'll just ship it back. And like my spidey sense is tingling like this does not smell right.
Yeah,
That's not how things work in the world.
This sounds like you were trying to get into a Scamborghini.
Scamborghini, that's right. That's gonna be. I'd love to title that today's podcast Scamborghini. Yeah.
I should not have had the monster that I had before getting here because
Central Florida rocked by a Scamborghini. So so what I wanted to talk about a little bit before I rambled off about this email is the fact that a lot of people can get scammed.
Oh, big time.
And if you're talking about this, like, it doesn't have to be like, obviously I'm not going to send them a $95,000 check, but it's one of those things where if they go, they might not need the full amount. They go, okay, just send me like $400 for shipping or something,
right?
Or the tax, like this is what they need for the duties, and you go, okay, well, this guy has a phone number, he's like reachable, he's been reaching out to me, all this stuff. And and then they get scammed, and then they get scammed for hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars.
Yep. And
it happens to a lot of people, especially if they're younger and they don't know. Like if you saved up a lot of money and then you're like, I can afford, let's say, $5,000 worth of car, but then there's a car that's like Honda NSX for $5,000, or like Toyota Supra for $5,000. It has 75,000 miles, nothing wrong with it, OBO, and they go, oh my god, and like you basically your lizard brain takes over and you go like, we need get that, click on that,
Your lizard brain.
Yeah, your lizard brain. It goes around your reason receptors. That's how the brain works. I'm not a scientist here, but
I ain't no brain doctor.
Yeah. So what I would do is, it's a really, really easy method of determining whether or not it's a scam.
Just ask them, hey, are you scamming me?
And they go, no. It's like if you are a rug dealer and you go, hey, are you a cop? They have to tell you by law.
Yeah.
That's like a thing.
They don't.
No. Well, no, of course not. It was like, are you a cop? Like, no. Well, okay. It's the law, don't you know? Like, why would that be a law? Like, if any criminals are that dumb, because I hope criminals are that dumb, by the way.
Yeah. Like the cop has to follow the law, but the criminal doesn't.
Yeah. It's like, darn it. It's like a Dora the Explorer. Swipe or no swiping. Like, oh man. Like, no, he's a criminal. He doesn't care what you say. So what I do is I asked this guy, Mr. Oscar Jacobson, probably not his real name, OJ. By the way. Yeah. Mr. Swedish OJ. Well, I asked him, can you take a picture of the car with you holding up a sign with today's date on it? Just like, or take a video of the car with just going around talking about, like, just referencing today's date. And unless they can't do that, then it's probably a scam.
True story.
If they go, this is today's date, and like, odds are they're not going to have a picture of today's date and all that stuff.
Right.
Or just say today's date and my name, or something like that, and just be like, I just want to make sure it's not a scam. I wrote that guy that email. Turns out Oscar Jacobson has disappeared.
Man.
Yeah, you know what?
I really wanted to get a root canal.
I could have got that Lamborghini and maybe like a filling, but no. Now that bridge.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've got it. That's yes. I walked into that one.
You kind of did. Yeah.
I walked into that one. That's the root of our problems. Okay, so
hey.
Have you ever been like you ever been scammed?
I have actually wasted a scammer's time and money.
Ooh.
So this is maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. I found an ad on Craigslist saying that this was some kind of diplomat from Spain that wanted someone to be their private driver while they visited St. Augustine, Florida.
Okay.
And so I responded. I'm like, hey, this is back when I had the PT Cruiser. Mm-hmm. And for what it was fully loaded. It was nice.
Right.
Had leather and the blah, 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 Mm-hmm. So I responded, and they're like, send pictures of your car, blah, 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 blah. So I sent pictures of the car. I always kept it clean, as I do with any of my cars.
Right.
Did not include my license plate because I'm not an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And they got back to me and they said, hey, we're going to pay you, I think it was like for 5 days, they're going to pay me like $4,000 to just drive this guy around.
Not bad.
St. Augustine. And I'm like, hey, it also works out that I'm a tour guide and blah, 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 blah. And so we have this correspondence for probably 3 weeks of back and forth, arrival dates and blah, 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 and so on and so forth.
What's in it for him at this point?
So I'll get to that. So they said they're going to pay me $4,000.
Right.
So I give them my address, and they send me an envelope with $8,000 worth of fake money orders. I still have the money orders.
Oh, wow.
They're counterfeit money orders. And so they're like, if we sent you too much, just go cash them and send us the remainder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a classic Nigerian scam.
Yeah. So I messaged them back or emailed them back.
I'm sorry, I sent you too much. Can you just send me the rest back?
Yeah.
You send them real money and they give you fake money. Right?
Yeah. So I messaged them back and I said, the bank said these were fake and they want to know where I got them. What's your address? They never responded.
Of course.
But, it was fun. They spent the money to overnight fake money orders to me. So
yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
So there's actually a site. I can't remember what it is. Maybe you guys in the comments can let me know. But I saw a site probably years ago. It's about how people like really scam artists.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. It's like correspondence between these scam artists in. It's all out of like a few villages in Africa. I forget what it might be, Zimbabwe or something, or Uganda, but it's maybe Nigeria. I mean, that's probably where the Nigerian email scam comes from.
Right.
But it's like it's an industry. Like people literally like that's their job. Their job is to scam people in the Western world.
Yeah,
and they do get people like you know,
a lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say a lot, but it's actually pretty prevalent here in Florida because there's a lot of old people.
Yep.
And what's interesting is if you ever look on Zillow in Florida, if you look at rural communities and you look at the crime in certain areas, you go like, wow, there's a lot of crime here. Look at the crime. It's never violent crime. It's all fraud. It's all like grandma got scammed out of $250 and then she reported it to the police. That's what it is. It's really weird. So there's a site and it's like one guy. He ended up like taking the scammer. He made the scammer believe that there was gold out on the coastline. Like there was, he dropped gold from a plane. Like it was this crazy elaborate thing. Like he's like, I found gold, but I need somebody with a boat to catch it because I can't go through customs with it, but I could drop it out of the plane. And then the scammer actually got his cousin involved. Like they rented a boat. And then at the end, like obviously it's just some guy in like the UK or something, just like making everything up. But it's like the scammer got a boat, and then he was like, "My cousin's been missing for 3 days, and like I haven't seen like serious stuff, really really bad." And I was like, "That's
crime doesn't pay."
That's exactly. It's like it's real. Like if you like Schadenfreude, if you like
I am obsessed with Schadenfreude.
Yeah. So Schadenfreude is basically when you relish in other people's pain. Everybody does it. It's not a particularly great trait to have, but everybody kind of when somebody gets their comeuppance.
Like I love watching like instant justice compilations on YouTube. Oh, it's just the most satisfying.
But
thing
isn't
in the
that
world.
like that's like every clickbait political article where they talk about this guy said this and then he got instant justice because he got struck down by this other guy that you agree with.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So scamming is it's really prevalent, and I hope you guys
are the wiser. Mm-hmm. Always take everything that you find on the internet with a grain of salt, no matter what.
Yeah. So even if it looks super legit, just make sure that they could be could be a stolen car. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like it could have a VIN plate that's not legit.
Correct. Yeah.
And it could be actually one of my friends. He bought a Volvo V70R manual.
Nice.
It's a great looking car.
Are we talking about shifting lanes?
We are talking about shifting
lanes. Nice. Okay.
So he's been having a. Well, I didn't want to put his name out there, but it's fine. Now it's out there. It's in the ether. It's in the ether.
He put it on YouTube.
Yeah, but he bought another one. Or no, I think
He had an automatic.
he had an automatic and then he bought a 5-speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that they put that one online?
Yeah.
This is how much I watch my friends' channels, by the way.
Gosh.
I have no time for YouTube. I'm sorry.
I still, every day on my lunch break, I still watch your channel on my lunch break. It's part of my ritual.
I mean, you guys in the audio portion, you guys don't see me blushing, but that's the way. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I don't think so. I think
it's through his ad revenue on YouTube.
it's through a CPM. That's how you do it. Yeah, so he bought a V70R, and what ended up happening was he took it to the New Jersey DMV, which is basically like Nazi Germany, and they said we can't title this car because it has a junk title. And he's like, "What's a junk title?" So apparently there's a title that has, like, if a car gets damaged in transport or something, it gets junked. But he said he had the car checked out by a mechanic. He said there's probably a little bit of paint damage on the fender or something, but it's not nothing bad. No frame damage, no nothing. But he said that
frame damage, no nothing.
He said no nothing. So he said that the car was fine, but years ago, it had a junk title. It had a branded title, but then it was somehow washed. Like they gave it a clean title at some point. So the guy that sold it to him, he's in New York, and he had a clean title in New York.
Then it came to Jersey.
Yeah, then it came to Jersey, and then in Jersey, they're like, it's weird because some states exempt a car from like title history after a certain amount of time. Like New York, they stop counting miles after 10 years. It doesn't matter. But New Jersey, they count miles even if the car is like 100 years old, even though it's not going to be 100 years old. But
I mean, it could be.
I mean, if you want to
1918.
Yeah, like a Baker Electric or something. Yeah. So it's the first Tesla, by the way.
Don't get me started.
So the DMV is just giving them a really hard time. They said we can't title this thing because you have to get the junk title resolved, and that has to go back to the New York guy, and then the New York guy has to. It's all this crap rigmarole, and I don't understand why it has to be that hard. Like New Jersey DMV is a real pain. Now I'm not blaming this on the guy that got the car before him, because the guy that got the car before him had a clean title.
Yeah, in the different state.
Right, in a different state. It's just when you try to go from state to state, you can run into some issues.
Things get sticky when you cross the border.
Sure. One of my friends he recently moved to Florida, and he didn't know that in Florida, in order to title a car from out of state, you have to have the car there. You have to have the car there because they do a VIN verification. If you don't have the car there, you have to have a form signed by a police officer saying that the VIN is the VIN.
Gotcha.
All right. But the thing is, if you buy a car from Florida, it doesn't matter. Like the car doesn't have to be there. So it's like, all right, you're one of us. We trust you. But if you're from one of those other 49 neighborhoods that we don't trust, then you have to prove yourself, because this is we ain't playing around here. Meanwhile, R34 GTR goes by.
Yeah. Or meanwhile, just a Florida man.
Yeah. It's like, just that guy was rolling coals. Like, that car's literally on fire. What are you doing? Like, come on, guys. So always make sure to kind of dot your T's. Yeah, dot your T's and cross your eyes. Dot your T's and cross your eyes.
Make sure to cross your eyes.
Yeah, cross your eyes and dot your T's. And just make sure that if this is a car that you care about and you're going to title and register and use on a relatively daily basis, do a Carfax on it. Make sure that it's, it is what it says it is, and have somebody check it out, or you check it out yourself. We do have a podcast on that. About what you can do, and it's not too rambly. I think we get through a lot of stuff.
Sometimes the state, they don't believe that it'd be like it is, even though it do.
It do. It definitely do.
It do.
So how you been this week, Andrew?
I've been all right. Been pretty good.
Been all right. So any news on that wheel saga that you've been?
Yes, the replacement wheel is here.
Okay.
Yep. That's as far as I've gotten. It's still sitting in the foyer, as someone might say on HGTV.
Does your car have a TPMS?
It does have a TPMS.
TPMS. Okay, so Well, my Lambo is coming together.
Yeah. So I texted you today on my lunch break while I was watching the episode. The white turbo
Yes.
deal choice.
Yeah.
So clean, so fresh, so clean.
So I had to buy. Well, I could probably cover this in the next podcast, but I had to buy a new turbo.
Yeah.
Because there was a little chip in the turbine wheel.
It was a pretty hefty chip.
It was.
It's yeah.
It was H. I mean, it wasn't like something like if you had that much in a Dorito, you'd be like, I'd want another Dorito. Like it's not enough to satiate a man. You know, it's just a tiny little chip. It's like half a fingernail basically missing out of a turbine wheel. So I don't know. Like, it's a small chip. It's Doritos. That's what I'm thinking of. Doritos and rotary. Listen, we can. It's
Don't get me started on Doritos. On those Doritos.
Yeah, 6 degrees from rotaries. So yeah, I had to get a new turbo. I actually went to Titan Motorsports. I don't want to promote them too much because I mean I just literally bought it retail. So it's not like, yeah, man, they hooked me up and no, they didn't know who I was. Or if they did, then don't give them a penny off.
No penny.
Yeah. No, but it was pretty expensive. It was like $1,600, and but it's exactly what I needed, so it's fine. I'm probably gonna have the other one rebuilt, and I'm gonna put that on my Supra.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, because I figure it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be around the power level that I want it.
Over 9,000.
Over 9,000. That's right. 9,000 what? Nobody knows, but it's 9,000 seems like a big
9,000 units.
9,000 units. Yeah, it's like your thetans.
What?
Your thetans in Scientology when you get that free stress test. It's you get an e-meter and they measure your thetans. Exactly. Yeah. There we go. It's over 9,000.
Is that like another word for midichlorians?
Almost. It's frighteningly close to midichlorians.
I mean, we were real close to Clearwater. We could go down right now and get our thetans tested.
I don't know. I think my thetans would be pretty high. I think it would break the machine.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, I've been working on that thing, and it's coming together. We're getting all the final welding done now. Mm-hmm, but I actually made a little boo boo on the brackets. So the brackets for the downpipes, I have 2 brackets per downpipe on the flange itself.
Gotcha.
One of the brackets goes to the frame of the car, and the other one goes to the trans. And I'm so dumb that I didn't realize at the time that the trans moves and the frame doesn't. So if you put brackets on both of these things, something's got to give.
I'm about to break.
Right, yes.
Everything you say to me.
Yeah. Everything you will to me. Yeah.
I'm 1 gear closer to the top.
Yeah.
I'm about to break.
So I have to mount it to the frame because that's the only sturdy point. Now, for those of you who say that, you have to get mounted to something that moves, like no, here you don't, because I have flex sections that's connected to the engine, so that can move. But I have to basically cut off those brackets going to the trans, and hopefully the brackets that are left are good enough to hold everything on. So
yeah,
I'm just hoping. I'm just really, really hoping that it's I don't have to like redo everything. But it's been going good. I mean, Tony's been putting in so much work.
That guy, he know what he's doing.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. He came over on Monday. He came over around 7-ish.
AM or PM?
PM.
Wow.
So he was working that entire day. Comes over pretty much directly from work. He like goes home and changes or whatever. Goes home directly from work. Comes here between 7 and 8. He stays till 12. He has to get up. He has to be at work 5:30.
No thanks. Nope.
5:30. Then he comes back. Then he goes to work until around 5:30. So it's 12 hours of work. Then he wants to come by again. I'm like, dude,
please go home.
You need to sleep. Like
you need the sleeps.
Yeah. Like no. He's like, oh, don't worry. I want to get stuff done. Like I truly, truly appreciate it. I really do. But like, this car can get done when it gets done. Like I appreciate your work. I don't want like. I don't want to push you at all. It's not like, we got to get this thing done. FEMA's tomorrow, you know? Like, the shipper's on his way, you know? No, I don't care. Like, dude, if it gets done next week, it's not matter. It does not matter. And he's like, no, I'm really excited. I want to do it. Like, okay. So he comes over like yesterday and he welds for like 2 hours. And then he's like, dude, I'm tired. I'm like, you need to go home.
You're like, duh.
Yeah, he needs to go home. So today we took a break. He's going to come by tomorrow. Hopefully we'll finish stuff and maybe have everything tightened up by the weekend. And then on the weekend, maybe I'll have everything started. So I've been doing some work on my own. I've been refurbishing turbos. I've been kind of painting everything and making sure everything's in place. But that thing should be quite good when it starts.
Yes.
So it's going to be very, very loud because I've said this before in the podcast, but I've taken off there's no resonators at all. There's no mufflers. It's just going to be straight pipe to a turbo and then out.
Like I said, the turbo is the only muffler you need.
Yeah. But I mean, sometimes you sort of do need a muffler. No. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. If I need like hearing protection, yes, somebody asked me on my comments, they go, well, what sort of mufflers are you going to have? I'm like, earplugs. That's the mufflers I need. Like, it's fine for me. Everybody else can, I don't know. It's their fault for living here. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, I'm really excited about this project. Some people are a little, they're a little antsy, to say the least. They want me to start it, kind of right away. I want to get this thing done right. There are YouTube channels out there that do builds really quickly. BS for Build did a RX-7 in like 21 days, and he was like grinding for 21 days. Crazy. He has insane stamina. He can do all that stuff. But I think this build is a little bit different. Like that was more cosmetic, and it was more like refurbishing some parts and whatever. And his base was pretty good. Like he had a decent car. Like I'm basically rebuilding and modifying and diagnosing and doing all this stuff. And at the end, I need a car that is exotic and can make 1,000 horsepower. So that's a little bit. It's a little bit different on the scale. But
I'll tell you what though, I know that I'm not usually a fan of FDs. That Rocket Bunny kit.
His looks great.
Yo.
His looks really good.
Yo.
So I mean, for him to take, he had that FD for a while. He was telling me about it, that he bought it a while back when he was here when we did the Door of the Explorer build. So
yeah.
He's had that for like probably half a year or something. Yeah. And it looks great now. So he got it. It's a right-hand drive. He got it for like next to nothing. It had a bunch of mismatched body panels, and I think it had a small fire, like electrical fire, but it was like a bad ground. I can't remember what it was. But he ended up fixing it. He ended up doing some slight modifications to it. I think just getting it running, got an exhaust for it, coilovers and all that stuff. And then he put a Rocket Bunny kit on it. He painted it. In the meantime, he made a paint booth. Like I don't know where he gets that sort of energy, but it's
he's dedicated for sure.
I mean, I remember just a quick anecdote when he was here staying at my house when we were doing the Door Explorer build. We would work till I would say 1 a.m, right? And then I'm like, good night, and then he would say, well, I still got to edit. And then he had like a second channel that he was starting. I don't know if he still does that channel, but it was called Built Not Bought. And it was just like a clip, like a video, but clips of like different builds at different stages and whatever. So he was like, yeah, I gotta edit now. Like it's gonna take me 2 hours to edit. And like, I understand that. Like I usually edit in the morning, and I just wake up super early and I edit. But it's just like it gets to you after a while.
Oh, I bet.
It definitely gets to you after a while. Like I'm rambling a little bit on about this, but it is interesting because when I went to the Sebring event and I saw Adam LZ there, and he congratulated me on the fact that I'm going, sort of daily. He was like, "Oh, that's it. You're in now. Like you're daily, right?" And it was a different tone because before I started doing the daily thing, I asked him. It's like, hey, how hard is it to do daily? He's like, it's not that hard. It's not, whatever. And then now that I'm doing it, now that he kind of understood that I was doing it, he was like, yeah, it'll get to you, man. Like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, it'll like sometimes it's difficult. Like you just gotta Like it's hard, and it takes a toll on your your loved ones, like because you have to spend time with other people. You have to have a life, and there's been like literally I have left my house in the last, I would say, 3 weeks. I left the house 3 times maybe. Like that's how much time I spend here.
Wow.
That's insane. Like all I do is edit, work on the car, maybe do something else. But like my wife goes out and does her thing. She runs errands and gets me whatever I need. But like I've literally left the house 3 times. So that's the reality of doing this stuff. Because like I just go to the garage and I just stare at the Lamborghini. I'm like,
Maybe you should take some time off after Lambo's done.
Yeah, but it still needs to get done. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna take any time off. I just have to I have to schedule better. I think if I can get ahead of the schedule, which is like always it's really like the hardest thing ever. Like,
Yeah,
you
same.
want to get ahead of the schedule and you never do.
Same.
But yeah, I mean we do a daily show here. It's like it's still tough, especially when you have other stuff to do. So. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna stop rambling. I think we can pick up on all this stuff in a next episode or talk about something else entirely. But I think that's a good place to end, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you'd like to contact us, you want to send us a question and say that, hey, Tavarish, you're talking way too much about stuff I don't care about. You can write us at iwrencheveryday@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Wrench Every Day, and we just got onto iTunes.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, so we are on iTunes, we are on SoundCloud, we are on Google Play Music, and basically any other place that has an RSS feed. I'm still setting up a few other things. We're gonna try to get on Spotify. I think we're pretty well. Like Spotify is really hard to get onto, but I think we have enough of a library, and we have like a decent amount of subscribers. So yeah, I think we can get on there. But yeah, if you have iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, and if you like it, if you don't, then maybe keep it to yourself. But yeah, until next time, this is me, Tavarish, for Andrew Howell, reminding you guys to wrench every day.